this is my sister Alicia and her fiance Jack. Okay, so did you think the genre of the film is clearly established by the trailer?
I think yes.
I think it was, yeah. I think pretty sure it's like some sort of psychological drama or a thriller or something like that. But then I also think it's quite good that it leaves sort of like an open door as to what it's like specifically about. I think there's an air of sort of mystery about it. Like I think it makes you want to see the film because it leaves it a little bit uncertain.
It's always good. Excellent. So what did you think of the shots and the messages and everything in the film? Do you think there was a clear message maybe?
I mean, I think it's obviously about drugs
Yeah.
and the negative, like, social impacts of them. Yeah, I don't think we're in any doubt that it's definitely about drugs because it's clearly called tripping, which says something. Yeah.
I liked that it didn't sort of overload with, like, I liked that there wasn't a voiceover. I liked that there was just a bit of text that appeared, but there wasn't loads to read.
Yeah.
And I liked as well because the music is quite obvious. The lyrics and the music are quite clear, so you're kind of listening to that as well, and it's sort of like that everything will be all right. That's kind of a hopeful message, but then at the same time the song is quite dreary, so it contradicts that in a way.
I like there's not too much information in it. It's really annoying when you see like a 4-minute long trailer that basically has all the good bits of film in it and there's not really much point in seeing the film. I think that leaves it very open and you don't get any of the dialogue and stuff like that.
So you thought it was a good length as well?
It was a very good length, yeah. Teaser.
Yeah, it's a teaser, so it's meant to be short, yeah. Excellent.
Definitely teased me.
Was there anything you think didn't work or didn't work successfully, like any shots or any types of framing or anything like that?
I liked how sometimes, sometimes things were framed by objects, like there's a shot from like under the sink.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Makes it seem more kind of not like a home video, but more real than just really clean.
I thought the shots were really strong, especially like the flickering sort of between frames.
I suppose that's more editing, isn't it? But that sort of conjured up the sort of effect of drugs, I suppose.
And I thought the frames sort of like merged together really well.
Eclectic.
It was a bit like a trip.
That's really good.
Just convenient. Only thing that I thought maybe when you had the like the subtitles that were like, you know, reality isn't yada yada, I thought maybe the only thing that I slightly picked up on was that I don't know, I didn't like that font. I thought maybe you could have done something with the font.
I've got to say I've had a lot of trouble with that because my two teachers kept telling me, you know, we don't like the titles. And I made them smaller a lot of times. I changed the font countless times and they said, oh, I don't like them. What do you want me to do? Yeah, exactly.
I didn't really,
so that was probably that was probably the one thing I didn't
pay attention to. I was just more reading. But I suppose the font that I quite like the font that you used on your posters. So.
Yeah, in retrospect that probably would have been a good font to use. Of course, it was one I downloaded, so I don't use my computer. But no, that's great anyway. Did the trailer sustain your interest?
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. Again, with the flickering and the jumping, it was kind of like if you blinked, you might miss something. So you were kind of constantly paying attention, and it wasn't. I liked that it was lots of different scenes rather than you know, like taking one scene from the film that might be the most interesting part.
I think it definitely sort of left you with like a sense of curiosity, like because it was quite. I want to use the word vague, but not in a negative sense. It was quite sort of like, oh, what was that about?
Yeah, just like glimpses.
You get the idea it was about drugs and tripping, and obviously, but like it makes you want to see the film as opposed to like you having a complete idea of the entire plot of the film already.
Yeah.
Unless you commented on the music earlier, could you say anything more specific about how it worked, or if it didn't work at all, and if it helped with the genre, or any of the if it went with the images or anything?
Well, I suppose it linked back with the. I don't know if you're talking about this later, but the what's it, the diegetic sound.
Yeah.
I liked how it was laughing at the beginning, kind of really crazy giggling, and then at the end it was crying. And the song sort of takes you through the journey from how you get to that point to the crying point.
It's a really nice idea. Anything you want to add, Jack?
Yeah, no, I think like the kind of like juxtaposition of all the different audio like worked really well together. It wasn't like, I don't know, if you'd have like 3 different bits of audio layered over, it could be like a confusing sort of melee of sounds, but I think it worked really well. It just sort of all blended together.
Yeah, because some of the shots were sort of spliced together, like lots of different things. The music, having like a constant bit of music was nice to tie it all through. And yeah, like a journey.
Yes. It was a good chosen track as well, I think.
Yeah, I remember
it's kind of like a dream.
Months ago, and we were talking about this idea when we went to Devon, and she was saying, I really want to use that track. And yeah, so that's perfect for it.
Yeah.
Stuck with it the whole way.
It was on my iPod and I was like, aha. What do you think about the people represented in the trailer? Like, do you think the idea of youth is challenged by today's society, or do you think this is kind of like a stereotype of youth in today's society?
No, I mean obviously because of the context in which you're doing it, because you're like, last year of school and stuff, I don't think the characters who are taking cocaine and the reality of who takes cocaine really fitted together. So I mean, if you were actually making a trailer for that sort of film, you would have used, you would have shot it in London, and it would have been with, university students. So I don't really think that worked, but that's not your fault. You couldn't exactly go out and hire a load of actors.
No, that's true.
So that was beyond your control.
I liked that it was definitely about Dawn's journey through it. And I liked, when like you said that it was Chris was the one that was pretending to beat her, but I like that you couldn't see who it was.
Yeah.
And that just made it about her. And I know there was like group shots and stuff like that, but it seemed like a personal journey.
That leads me on very nicely to my next question. Did you feel a connection for the character, for Dawn?
I think I felt sympathy. I think you sort of empathise with her a little bit about her situation. And I think the truth is that a lot of people that see the film probably will, because more and more people are experiencing drugs. And
I'm sure it would.
I think it's harder for you, Liss, because you actually know Dawn, and that's a lot of people who I've talked to actually know her, so it's quite hard for them to think of her as a her
But I think it would strike a nerve with a lot of people.
I think her character did sort of strike you as the type of, no offence, but the type of like a naive young person that could quite easily be sucked into the idea of drugs being glamorous and great, and then, oh shit, what's happened to my mind?
Exactly.
So to that extent, it worked quite well.
Excellent. Well, that's all the questions I have for you, so thank you very much.
Cool, thank you.
Hello again. You're here to talk to me about my poster magazine, so thank you for that. What did you think about the use of colour and text in the poster, the final version of the poster?
Final version.
I like that it's kind of a little bit oversaturated. Yeah, and you can't, the background doesn't matter, it's all like what's in the foreground that's in focus.
Yeah, I agree. Colour's good. Yeah, it's good.
Was it just the colour, was that what you asked?